Good morning students, welcome back to online classes of digital communication. So in the previous class we have seen about a problem regarding your binary communication, binary symmetric channel, right? So I hope you are all clear with that particular problem and I also hope that you people are practicing all the problems that we have discussed in chapter 2. So in the last topic that we have discussed in your last class, what's your binary erasure channel, right? So what is a binary erasure channel? If a particular symbol which is received by the receiver which is having an error, then what it will be doing, that particular channel, it will be discarding that particular symbol, it sends back to the transmitter giving an acknowledgement that it is wrong, it is having an error. So it is also requesting it to be retransmit the particular symbol, and this will be continuing until and unless you will be getting the correct symbol. So this kind of channel is called as your binary erasure channel. Okay. So now we in this class I am going to share one problem regarding this particular binary erasure channel, which is the last topic of your unit 2. Then we will be starting our next chapter, that is chapter 3, linear coding. Okay. So I'll repeat it once again. What is a binary erasure channel? If in this, if a symbol is received with an error, then it is just marked as an error and it is discarded. Again, retransmission is requested from the transmitter using a reverse channel until the correct symbol is received at the output. Fine. So that particular kind of channel is called as your binary erasure channel. I'll just show you the definition once again. So right, this is your binary erasure channel, in which here it will be retransmitting, it will be giving you the message that if you are having an error, that particular error has to be removed. That means that can be discarded completely, and again an acknowledgement will be given back to the transmitter telling that whatever the symbol has been sent, that is consisting of an error, and you have to retransmit the correct symbol. And this will be until and unless you won't get the correct symbol, it won't be transmitting or moving forward for the receiver. Okay. So till the correct symbol is received at the output, it will be doing continuously. So this type of channel is called as your binary erasure channel, and you have to remember this particular figure or the symbol for your binary erasure channel. Let's see one example for this one, which is very important. See, I have given an example for your binary erasure channel where you have got some values over here. So you have to find out which is the error in this one, and you have to find out what you have to find out, information, mutual information you have to find, as well as the channel capacity. Okay, both you have to find, as we have seen in the previous problem where you are going to find out the mutual information and channel capacity for your binary symmetric channel. Similarly, like that, you also have to find your binary erasure channel also, you have to find mutual information along with your channel capacity. Correct? So this is the figure that you have got, and when you are getting the output as y1, when the input x1 has been given, then the probability is 1 minus p, and if you are getting output y2 when x1 is given, it is p. One more output when y2 has been obtained when x2 has been given, that is also p, and x3 as an output when x2 is given as the input, then it is 1 minus p. So if I go to calculate like what is the output when some particular inputs are given by using binary communication channel, we will be writing it as 1 minus p, p 0 and 0 p 1 minus p. This is the how we will be getting from your binary communication channel. I will be sharing the link here at the upside. Once go back to the binary communication channel and see how we are writing this channel matrix for this particular part. Okay, so this is how you will be obtaining your particular part, and how we got this one also we have seen in your last class. I will be sharing the link of the last class also. Just go back to the class where we have seen the binary erasure channel and the symmetric matrix of that one, right? So now very first thing what you have to find, as to find the mutual information, what is the formula for your mutual information? H of x into h of conditional probability h of y by x. So now I am going to find, first thing is h of x. What is h of x? That is your entropy. Entropy summation of I is equals to 1 to k, pk into log 2 of 1 by pk. Okay, now I am considering this formula and moving on for the next simplification. Then what is the thing that I will be getting? How many things you are having? 3 parts, right? So that is given as minus I is equals to 1 to k pk into log 2 of pk. Okay, this I am taking upside. Okay, now if you go to calculate this pk value, because we are having two inputs and two outputs, I is equals to 1 to 2 pk in px into log 2 of px minus px2 into log 2 of px2. So if I calculate what is p of x1, we have got, actually here p of x1 is alpha and p of x2 is 1 minus alpha. Please make it a note here. I just forgot to write here. Here actually I have to write p of x1 is equals to alpha and p of x2 is equals to 1 minus alpha. Okay, so here h of x is equals to minus p of x1 into log 2 of p of x1 I have written, correct? So here also minus x2 into log 2 of p of y by x2. So I have got the formulas to minus alpha log 2 of alpha, that is p of x1, minus 1 minus alpha into log 2 of 1 minus alpha. Okay, this is the formula, this is the output that we have got from the entropy equation. Okay, now we have seen this h of x entropy we have found. Now see here carefully, we are finding out the problem for the output now, p of y1, y2 as well as the y3. Now from the binary communication channel, if you go back and check there, what is p of y1, y2 is equals to p of x1 into x2 of p of y1 by x1 into p of y2 by x1. Again at the downside, p of y2 by x1 into p of y2 by x2. That was for a two-way communication channel where you are having two inputs and two outputs. Correct? Now if I check that I am having three outputs, correct? I am getting three outputs, but the inputs I am having here are two. So I have to check the probability of getting the outputs y1, y2, y3 when I am applying the input x1. Then I have to check when applying x2 what are the outputs I will be getting. So as to find out the outputs p of y1, y2 and y3, that is equals to p of x1 into x2. This is the input that we have got into p of x1 by y1. Okay, I'll just make a bit smaller so it will be visible for you people. Is it clear? Okay, see here, I have zoomed in because as to show the figure along with this one. So p of y1 divided by x1, this you already know, because when I am applying the x1 as an input, y1 as output I have obtained. P of y2 divided by x1, correct? Because I am applying the x1 as an input and I will be obtaining y2 as an output. Then lastly p of y3 divided by x1. You will be getting a formula because you are just writing the probabilities. I know the connection is there or not, that will be seeing in the next part. Fine. Now see, p of x2 divided by y1, p of x2 divided by y2 and p of y2 divided by x2 and p of y3 divided by x2. Probability of getting when you are y3 when you are giving the input as x2. Okay. Now see, what is the probability of getting this one? Probability of y1 by x1 is 1 minus p. Yes. And the probability it's directly shown here also. You can see, if you won't see the same part I am writing over here. Probability of getting y1 by x1 is 1 minus p. Probability of getting y2 by x1 is p. And probability of getting your y3 divided by x1. Is there any connection, a path between y3 and x1? No. Okay, you are not applying input, you are not getting the output y3 when you are applying the x1 as an input. So there is no path for that one. So obviously it will be becoming 0. Now next comes to the first part, p of y1. We concentrate here on this part, and again I am relating to this one because I am just substituting over here. I just want to clear it here. So p of y1 divided by x2 means probability of getting y1 when you are applying input x2. Is there any probability? No. So obviously you will be getting 0 over here. What is the probability of getting y2 output when you are applying x2 as an input? That is p. Probability of getting y3 as an output when you are applying x2 as an input, that is 1 minus p. So your p of y by x, that is a matrix representation that you will be getting this one. And what I have said, p of x1 and p of x2 are alpha and 1 minus alpha. This that will be given in the problem itself. Now we have to do the further simplification process. Fine. Now see here, what you are doing over here, p of this you have got. What is p of y is equals to alpha. Now do the matrix multiplication. Alpha into 1 minus p plus 1 minus alpha into 0. So what you will be getting? Alpha into 1 minus p. Then for this row and this column, alpha into p plus p into 1 minus alpha. Okay, p minus alpha you will be getting. So they both alpha will be cancelled, then you will be getting p over here. Fine. Then next, if I go the third part, alpha into 0, that is alpha, then 1 minus alpha into 1 minus p, I'll be getting 1 minus alpha into 1 minus p. So this is the third part. So you have to do the matrix multiplication. Now this is nothing but your p of y1, p of y2 and p of y3. Clear up to here? P of y1, y2, y3 we have got. P of y1 is alpha into 1 minus p, p of y2 is p, and p of y3 is 1 minus alpha into 1 minus p. And what is the h of y value? H of y is equals to minus alpha into 1 minus p log 2 of alpha into 1 minus p. Okay. Okay. Now listen very carefully. These are the parts that we have got. P of y, probability of y is equals to p of y1, y2, y3. We have got this one. Now I am finding the entropy of this particular probability. What is the entropy formula? Summation I is equals to 1 to m. Okay, pk into log 2 of 1 by pk, or p2. Okay, fine. So instead of 1 by pk, what I am doing, minus summation of I is equals to 1 to m pk into log 2 of pk. Correct? Minus m, I am getting the minus term from the log 1 by p2. I am removing 1 by pk. I am getting log 2 of pk minus. So I'll repeat the formula once again. H of x or h of y is equals to summation pk into summation of I is equals to 1 to m log 2 of pk. You have to get minus. So for this one I'm going to find the entropy of this particular probability. So what is the thing I'll be getting? Minus alpha into 1 minus p into log 2 of alpha into 1 minus p. Getting the probability of getting the entropy for this output. Okay, for this particular probability. Fine. So what is the formula? I have said what is entropy? Minus minus pk into summation of I is equals to 1 to m log 2 of pk. Okay, so how many things, how many terms you are having? 1, 2, 3. So minus, I'll just take one board. So if I consider what is the formula, I'm just taking a paint board. Summation, which color is this? Okay, see, summation I is equals to 1 to m is minus p k and log 2 of pk. This is the formula for the entropy. Okay, this is h of x or h of y also you can make it. So h of y is equals to minus pk into summation of I is equals to 1 to m log 2 of pk. So how many values you are having here, ma? I is equals to 1 is you have a 3. Okay, log 2 of pk. So what is pk value I am having very first here? Very first value what I am having here, alpha into 1 minus p. So substitute in that equation. So minus alpha into 1 minus p log 2 of alpha into 1 minus p minus second part p into log 2 of p minus 1 minus alpha into 1 minus p into log 2 of 1 minus alpha into 1 minus p. Okay, this is how you are going to find out your entropy formula. Now what is the condition entropy formula? Okay, I'll be sharing the link of that one. We have seen the condition entropy minus summation I is equals to 1 to m, summation j is equals to 1 to m, p of xi yj into log 2 of yj by xi. Now we have to find the yj by xi. So what is yj by xi? How many terms you are having, ma? 3 terms. Okay, 2 inputs and 3 outputs you are getting. So you have to find out y1 when applying x1, then y2 when applying x1, and y3 when applying x1. Then again y1, y2, y3 when applying x2. Okay, that many probabilities you have to find for getting your conditional entropy. So that is how you will be finding. Yes. So what is the formula of the mutual information? Do you remember? See here, the formula of your mutual information I of x is to y is equals to h of y minus h of y by x. So y by x is yj by xi. That you are going to find it now. That is your conditional entropy. What is h of y is the entropy that we have found clearly. Correct? Now see here, we have found h of y value of your mutual information. Now we have to find out your h of y by x, and this is y by x that we have got. So how many inputs and outputs that you are having? So these many parts you have to find it out, correct? So h of y by x will be is equals to, applying the formula over here, see this part, minus p into x1 y1 into log 2 of p of y1 by x1, probability of getting y1 as an output when you are applying the input x1. So how many inputs you are having, ma? 2 inputs and 3 outputs. So that many probabilities. So how many it will be? 6. Completely 6 probabilities you will be obtaining. So that is minus p into x1 y1 into log 2 of p of y1 by x1. Then applying x1 as an input, you are getting the output as y1. What is that one? Minus p into x1 y2 into log 2 of p of y2 divided by x1. Third part, probability of getting x1 y3 into log 2 of p of y3 divided by x1. Okay. Then second input, when you are applying x2, p minus p into x2 y1 into log 2 of p of y1 divided by x1. Then second, getting y2 as an output when applying the input x2, and then applying the x3 as an input, getting y3 as an output. That is minus p of x3 y3 into log 2 of p of y3 divided by x3, and p of x2 y2 into log 2 of p of y2 divided by x1. So these are the 6 probabilities that you are getting. Fine. Now you have to simplify that particular probabilities. So what is p of x1 y1 from the binary symmetric channel? So y of y1, probability of getting y1 as an input into p of x1 into log 2 of p of y1 divided by x1. This from the binary communication channel you will be getting this one. You have to further simplify this p of x1 y1. Again same p of x2 y2 is nothing but probability of getting y2 as an output when applying the input x1 and p of x1. So further you have to go on simplify all these 6 things. Again p of y3 divided by x1 into p of x1 into log 2 of p of y3 divided by x1, and applying p x2 as an input, y1 as an output, then you will be getting this formula. So similarly all 6 categories or 6 inputs you have to 6 probabilities separately you have to find. Just make a note or take a screenshot over there. Now see how many, these are the number of probabilities you have got. Now what is the, substitute the values that you have got. What is y1 divided by x1 formula? Y1, when you are applying the y1, go through with the figure. When you are applying the y1 x1 as an input and you got y1 as an output, so what is the value we have got? 1 minus p, correct? I'll just take it to there. Just keep this formula, this figure, this part. 1 minus p, p of x1 divided by y1 is your 1 minus p, correct? And p of y2 divided by x1, that how much you got? P. And these values you have to remember. And in this one you have to substitute the values. So what is the very first one? Applying p of y1 divided by x1 into p of x1 into log 2 of p of y1 divided by x1. So what? How much you got? What is p of y1 divided by x1 is? 1 minus p. Into what is p of x1? How much we have said? P of x1 is alpha. Into log 2 of what is p of getting output as y1 divided by x1, that is again 1 minus p. This is first part. What is second part? P of y2 by x1, applying y2 x1 as input, y2 as an output. What you will be getting? What is that? P you will be getting. So p into what is x1 value, ma? Alpha into log 2 of again p. So minus p alpha into log 2 of p. Is there any what you get connection or a path between x1 and y3? No. So that is 0. So 0 into something, so obviously it will be 0, because when you are applying x1 as the input, you are not having any path and you are not getting any output as y3. So this part is 0, correct? This is 0 here. This is 0. So you will be getting 0 output. Here also you are having p of y1 divided by x2. This is also 0. So you will be getting p of y1 divided by x2. That is also 0. Second, this one. Now I am getting the y2 as an output when applying input x2. So you are having a path there and you have a value there. So that is nothing but my p into 1. What is your x2 value? P of x2 is 1 minus alpha into log 2 of what is x2 by y2 value? That is again p. So you will be getting minus p into 1 minus alpha into log 2 of p. And the third part, when applying the x2 as an input, y3 as an output, you will be getting. So you are having 1 minus p over there. So 1 minus p into what is p of x2 value? 1 minus alpha into log 2 of 1 minus p. So this is how you will be getting. So on simplification, your h of y by x is equals to minus p to log 2 of p minus 1 minus p into log 2 of 1 minus p. So this is the formula that you will be getting for your h of y by x. So now substitute your conditional entropy, okay, as well as your normal entropy in the mutual information formula. What is the mutual information that you have got? H of y minus h of y by x. What is h of y value? How much h of y value you have obtained there? Minus alpha into 1 minus p into log 2 of alpha. Just see here. I'll show you. See, this is h of y value and that is h of y by x, entropy and joint conditional entropy, correct? Now substitute that both the formulas here. So what you will be getting, h of y is, I am just repeating, please make a note, minus alpha into 1 minus p log 2 of alpha into 1 minus p minus p to log 2 p minus 1 minus alpha into 1 minus p into log 2 of 1 minus alpha into 1 minus p minus, this is whole minus of minus p log 2 p, this is h of y by x, I am telling, minus p minus 1 by p into 1 minus p into log 2 of 1 minus p. So what I have done this particular part, I have take the common terms and on simplification I got this value. This you have to simplify. Further h of y you have to simplify and take the common term as 1 minus p. Then you will be getting as minus alpha into log 2 minus 1 minus alpha log 2 into 1 minus p, because I am taking the common term from there, minus p2 log 2 plus h of y by x formula. P2, how you got plus? Minus into minus plus, correct? So P2 log 2 of P plus 1 minus P into log 2 of 1 minus C. So minus and plus P2 log 2 P will be cancelled and you will be getting 1 minus P into minus log 2 alpha minus 1 minus alpha into log 2 alpha. If you take the common term also, you will be getting this part. So lastly, your mutual information I of x is to y is equals to 1 minus p into h of x. This is the h of x value that we have got in the first term. Very first we have solved this one. I'll show that one. Very first thing, where it is. What is the first term that we have solved? Here see, h of x is equals to minus log 2 into alpha minus 1 minus alpha into log 2 of 1 minus alpha. Correct? This is the first term. Now substitute that one. Information, your mutual information is equals to 1 minus p into h of x. So now tell me the channel capacity. C is equals to maximum of your I is to I of x is to y. That is your mutual information. Maximum of your mutual information. So what is maximum mutual information that you have got here? Because you got 1 minus p, that is equals to 1 minus p into maximum of h of x value. From I into x of I, this is the value that you got, you have to substitute here. So maximum of your entropy will be always is equals to 1. So your C is equals to, channel capacity C is equals to 1 minus P. Clear ma? So this is how you have to calculate the channel capacity as well as the mutual information. If you practice once, then it is very easy, but the thing is you have to go through with this all the equations very clearly, okay, and you should not be getting confused. First you have to see the figure carefully, like how many inputs you are having and how many outputs you are having there, and what is the probability of getting 3 outputs when applying 2 inputs. First to find out that one, and very first you have to find the entropy, then go for the mutual information where you have to find h of y minus h of y by x, then go for the channel capacity. So this is how you are going to find out your information, mutual information as well as the channel capacity for your binary erasure channel. Okay, I hope you are clear with this part. So this completes your whole second chapter, and you will be moving in the next class, inshallah. I will be starting your next chapter, which is very interesting, linear coding. Okay, we'll start that one. So till that you have to practice all these equations. Channel coding you are having, in that one how you have to find out linear codings and all will be see. So in the very next chapter that you are having is your channel coding. So how where we are using this error control codings are there, types of transmission errors you will be going to see there, why we need this error control coding, okay, why actually we go for the error control codings are there. Then you will be seeing linear block codes or methods of controlling errors in that particular coding and all. So there we are going to see the linear block coding, which is very important. We will be getting maximum of 15 marks answer from that one. So generation of block codes, syndrome error detection and correction of that particular errors, that will all be seen in your third chapter, one of the important as well as interesting chapter. Fine. So this comes to end of your second unit. I hope you are all clear with this part of your second unit, and I request all the students to do practice well. Prepare for your internals also. That are coming in your next week, I hope, or in this week, or I don't know. Okay. So I'll be sharing the notes and the important questions as well. So prepare well, and I'll wind up the class here itself. In case of any doubts, ma'am, please do let me know. Thank you.